Have you ever found yourself dealing with toxic people in your life? Whether it's a difficult family member, an unproductive coworker, or a negative friend, toxic people can be draining and stressful to deal with. Dealing with toxic people can be challenging and stressful, and sometimes the best solution is to distance yourself from them. Here are some tips on how to stay away from toxic people. 1. Set clear boundaries. It's important to set boundaries or limitations with toxic people and let them know what behavior is unacceptable. Be clear and firm in your communication and don't allow them to cross your boundaries. Let's say you have a friend who is always negative and constantly criticizes your choices. You could say something like, "I value our friendship, but I don't feel comfortable when you criticize my decisions. Going forward, I would appreciate it if you could respect my choices and refrain from offering unsolicited criticism." It's important to be firm and consistent in maintaining your boundaries to avoid being manipulated or taken advantage of by the toxic person. 2. Limit your exposure. If possible, limit your exposure to toxic people. Spend less time with them and avoid situations where you know they will be present. Let's say you have a colleague who is always negative and constantly complains about work. You could limit your exposure to this person by avoiding unnecessary interactions and limiting your conversations to work-related topics only. You could also try to physically distance yourself from the person by sitting at a different desk or taking breaks at different times. By limiting your exposure to the toxic person, you are reducing the amount of negative energy and stress in your life. 3. Ignore. Toxic people crave attention. Don't be too submissive. Ignore toxic people in the public, or you could unfollow or block the person to prevent them from seeing your content and leaving more negative comments. Alternatively, you could simply not respond to their comments or acknowledge their presence on your page. By ignoring the toxic person, you are choosing not to give their negativity any power over you. It's important to remember that engaging with them can often escalate the situation and make it worse. 4. Don't share secrets with toxic people. Let's say you have a friend who is always gossiping about other people and spreading rumors. It's important to remember that if they're willing to gossip about others, they may also gossip about you if you share personal information with them. In this situation, it's best to keep your personal information to yourself and not share any secrets with your toxic friend. 5. Stand up to bullies. Toxic people take advantage who can't stand up to them. Let's say you have a colleague who frequently bullies you and makes demeaning comments in front of others. It's important to remember that bullying is unacceptable and you have the right to stand up for yourself. 6. Avoid argument. When toxic people start complaining or start an argument with you, the best response is to simply disengage or ignore the attempts altogether. For example, if the person starts to make negative comments about a certain topic, you could steer the conversation towards a more neutral subject. Another strategy is to simply remove yourself from the situation if you feel uncomfortable or if the person is being particularly toxic. You could excuse yourself from the conversation and take a break to collect your thoughts and regain your composure. 7. Stay calm. Toxic people can often be confrontational or aggressive. It's important to stay calm and composed in these situations. Don't let their behavior provoke you into reacting emotionally. Let's say you're having a conversation with a family member who always tries to manipulate or guilt trip you into doing what they want. Instead of reacting emotionally, you could take a deep breath and respond in a calm and assertive manner. For example, you could say something like, "I understand that you want me to do XYZ, but I need to make my own decisions and prioritize my own needs. Let's discuss this in a respectful and constructive manner." By staying calm and asserting your boundaries, you are taking control of the conversation. 8. Don't take it personally. Remember that toxic behavior is a reflection of the person exhibiting it and not a reflection of your value, so try not to take it personally. Don't try to personalize their actions. Let's say you have a coworker who frequently makes snarky comments about your work, and it's starting to affect your confidence. Instead of internalizing their comments and feeling bad about themselves, try to remember that their behavior is a reflection of their own insecurities and issues. You could remind yourself that their comments say more about them than they do about you, and focus on the positive feedback you've received from others. It's important not to let their toxic behavior define your self-worth or affect your performance at work. 9. Seek support. Seeking assistance from friends, family, or a therapist may be beneficial. You can better manage your emotions and create coping mechanisms by talking to someone who empathizes with what you're going through. For example, you have a friend that constantly criticizes you and makes you feel horrible about yourself. It is important to understand that you are not alone in dealing with this issue. You could seek help from a trustworthy friend or family member, or you could consult with a therapist or counselor. You could express your emotions to them and seek their advice on how to manage the situation. 10. Stay goal-oriented. Avoid their dramas, shake them off. Toxic people do many things, but most of them are not stupid. But once they realize you are not unaffected by them, they will typically back off. You can concentrate on the things you can control and take action to accomplish your goals by maintaining a goal-oriented mindset. It's important to keep in mind that while you have no influence over the toxic behavior of others, you do have power over how you react to it. You may remain motivated and effective in difficult circumstances by maintaining your focus on your goals. 11. Practice self-care. Make time for enjoyable activities and place a high priority on your physical and emotional well-being. Let's say you have a coworker who always brings negativity and drama to the workplace. It's important to take care of yourself and prioritize your own well-being in the face of their toxic behavior. It's also important to practice self-compassion and be kind to yourself. Remember that you're doing the best you can in a challenging situation, and it's okay to take a break or ask for help when you need it. 12. Be happy. Let's say you have a friend who is often negative and critical, and it's affecting your mood and well-being when you're around them. In this situation, it's important to remember that your happiness is not dependent on the behavior of others, but rather, it's something that comes from within. And you have the power to cultivate it, even in difficult situations. By choosing to be happy in front of toxic people, you're taking control of your own emotions and not letting their behavior affect you. I hope you find this video helpful in dealing with negative or difficult people in your life. Please share this video so we can help people to overcome their struggle in dealing with toxic people. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more informational videos from Mindset Matters.